Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the map 5, which is the second base game map for Call of Duty Black Ops, and I think this one is very diversive in terms of if people like it or not. It's very interesting, to say the least. There's a lot going on in it that is quite unique to the map, with the wonder weapon and the boss round, so there's a lot going on that doesn't really return until really later on down the line with zombies, but nevertheless we're going to talk about it and give my own thoughts on it today. So without further ado, let's get to it. So 5 takes place in the Pentagon, and what's quite unique about it is you don't play as the original cast of characters, you actually play as characters specifically for the map, and that is a thing that happens later on down the line quite regularly. With this map you're playing as a couple of the presidents, Fidel Castro, and then Chief of Security, I believe. I could be wrong about that completely, but they're who you play as. It's pretty cool to see these unique characters appear on this one map, and again, it is a trend that does continue throughout all of Zombies, so it is pretty good to see every now and again. In terms of the layout of the map, you've got like your 3 floors. You got your top floor, which is like your spawn, this floor, which is like the war room, second floor, and then like 3rd floor, which is like your laboratories, and use lifts and teleporters to get around them. From what I would say, and I think what a lot of people would say, is the second room is probably the best room to be in for training and stuff like that. It's a lot more open, there's a route you can take, there's quite a few spawns, but you can manage to get past them if you're good enough. It does take a lot of practice. In terms of Pack-a-Punch, again, this is a map where you have to set it up, and around the second floor room there's these buttons. There's 4 of them or 5 of them. What these buttons do is raise the defcon level to 5 at the maximum, and once that's done, the teleporters direct you to the Pack-a-Punch room. You are in there for a certain amount of time. There are some zombie spawns in there, and there is a door that does tick down and eventually opens up back into this room. So again, there's still slightly something you have to do to get Pack-a-Punch open. Nothing too complex yet, but that does eventually get more and more complicated as time goes on. Also, this map has a unique wonder weapon. The wonder weapon itself does return later on in Zombies, but it is the Winter's Howl, and it's pretty much just a pistol that freezes things in front of you. It can be quite good to get you out of sticky situations. It isn't the best wonder weapon ever, but it is definitely a fun one to use. And again, it's pretty unique to this map until a certain point. I believe in the Resurrections DLC for Black Ops, it was in Verrucht, and I think it does come back later on in the Zombies Chronicles as well. In terms of different types of zombies, you've really only got your normal zombies and your Nova Crawlers again from Kino, which are again just things that explode when you kill them, nothing too complex. But what 5 does have is a unique kind of boss round, and that comes under the form of the Pentagon Thief. Now what happens in this round is a single enemy will spawn in, and it'll just be the thief himself, and what he'll do is if he gets too close to you, he will take your currently held weapon and run away with it, and he can eventually escape if you don't kill him in time. He can be quite tanky, but there are some pretty simple strats to get him down quickly. If you do manage to kill him before he takes any of your weapons, you get an exclusive power-up, which I believe is called a bonfire sale, and that basically makes Pack-a-Punch for a period of time only cost 1,000 points rather than 5k points, which is very, very useful. And it's pretty cool. I think the power-up itself does return on later maps at some point, but for a while it was pretty unique to the map, and it was pretty good to do. It did get harder the later rounds you got onto because he was just way more tanky. But it was still a fun little round that would happen every now and again to kind of mix it up a bit, and I believe you would get rewarded the max ammo as well, regardless of whether you managed to kill him before he took your weapon or not. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is for 5. Again, it's a pretty basic map. Like I said, the first couple maps for Black Ops 1 are very simple. I believe it's just because they're kind of gearing up to do these really extreme maps, and with Kino being a DLC map for World War originally, it does make sense that the proper first map for Black Ops, which is 5, is quite simple as well. But pretty much from 5 onwards it does get a lot more complex. Not massively at first, but there is a lot more going on the later maps. Easter eggs get involved, and different boss type rounds and things that affect you as a player. But yeah, this has been 5. Overall I think the map is fine. I think it's definitely one you have to really learn and trying to figure out where you're going to kind of train and what weapons you want to take with you, and how to deal with the Pentagon Thief effectively. If you do learn it, it can be pretty fun, and you can get to pretty high rounds, but for kind of newer players, or maybe not as experienced players, it can be quite tough. But I think that's mostly to do with how kind of tight and restricted the map is. You can get stuck fairly easy, and if you don't really know where you're going and where the spawns are, you can get trapped very easy. But yeah, that's going to do it. Let me know what you guys think of 5 down in the comments below. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe for more Zombies content. And we'll be moving on to Ascension next, so this is where things start to ramp up a little bit. But thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.